In this video, we're going to look at supplier management within 3iVerify. Let's click on Supplier. We get to the Supplier Search screen. We can have multiple suppliers via multiple sites. So in other words, if there are more than one site in your group, you can have suppliers mapped to each site. We quickly can search for a supplier and bring up the details. On the left here, we have the details of the supplier. And on the right, we have the materials that the supplier supplies. Selecting one of these will, if there is a relationship defined, bring up the manufacturer or manufacturers for that product. And we can link more than one manufacturer. For example, commodities like sugar and flour and salt, you may have more than one manufacturer for this product. So in this way, we can easily map the supply chain and its suppliers and manufacturers. Moving on to the other tabs, we have the Contacts tab, and in here we define the commercial, emergency, and technical contact. When we send a questionnaire to the system, such as a supplier approval questionnaire, then this will go to the technical contact, and the email that goes to that person will tell them how to log in along with their password. We can also copy all emails to the commercial contact as well. This account manager is the person within the 3iVerify system at Weetabix R&D who has direct responsibility for all communications to and from this supplier. Into the Approvals tab, this is where we will send supplier approval questionnaires from the system. So we have questionnaires already defined, and we can simply click Send Questionnaire. If the questionnaire is to go to a manufacturer of that supplier, then we can select the manufacturer we want the questionnaire to go to. We simply hit Send, and we can set to auto send this questionnaire again on expiry. So the technical contact at the supplier will now get an email and a link so that they can log in to complete the questionnaire. The other tabs on here are for certification. We can set the certification we expect the supplier to comply with, and then we can send requests for certification. And again, this can be sent out to the manufacturer of that supplier, and we can set auto reminders as well. So the supplier will now get an email asking them to upload a copy of their certificate. In each case, we can do things manually as well. So we could manually upload a copy of the certificate, and we can manually set supplier approvals, etc. Here on the Materials tab, once we have supplier approvals in place, we want to have raw material approvals in place. So we select a material, select a questionnaire, and again we can define multiple different types of questionnaire based on the material, etc. And then we click Send. Once the questionnaire has been sent, again an email will go to the technical contact at the supplier. The Documents tab for this supplier is where all documents uploaded as part of the supplier approval questionnaires and material approval questionnaires are stored. And you can search these very easily by selecting the document type or by search tag and the document name. You can also manually add documents for this supplier and again set the document type, etc. In terms of monitoring compliance with these documents, in terms of their expiry, we can set expiry dates and update the document. This will then show up in the dashboard area as and when the document expires. And here we can see the questionnaires that have been sent, and they haven't not been opened yet because the date received is still blank, and that's why we've got a reminder button. So we can see when it was sent. If there was no response, we can simply click Remind, and a reminder email will be sent to the technical contact at that supplier. We can also see the approval status of the questionnaire and whether there is feedback required or not, and there are a number of other options there. We can get straight to the supplier details from here also by clicking on the supplier name. So this gives us a very powerful and flexible way to manage suppliers, the manufacturers of those materials, the contacts, approvals, certification, materials, and documents. This concludes the supplier management aspect of this video.